So usually we try not to sell any type of special per se. We try to go straight for the 6 month membership, which is the welcome package on there with that. Get them to do the down payment or pay in full. If they do the paid in full, then they get a free uniform, free T-shirt. We try to gear them up, that kind of thing. We even discount. We have a package that we put together that's got like a sling bag, and then hand pads, foot pads in it, a square hand target, things like that in it. So they utilize those in class, and then we discount that to them as well if they pay in full.
Okay, so the incentive for a paid in full is a uniform T-shirt and discount on the equipment package.
Yes.
What value is that? How much is it worth?
So the uniforms themselves, let me find my price sheet right here real quick. Trying to get back in the swing of things since getting back to Florida. So the equipment package itself is $99, and then that's the regular price, $99. Uniform. The uniform, we actually do it as we double the cost of the uniform, so that way we can offer discounts to it. So the uniform actually is like 50 something bucks,
okay,
based off the Century site and everything like that. So they're already looking at about $150 value right there for paying in full.
Someone up for I know you're doing the 6 months. I want to kind of know why you're doing the 6 months. What do you want to get out of signing up a new student? Are you looking for building your monthly check? Are you thinking about building up your gross? What are you really trying to accomplish?
So we found out that, like, going for the 6 month, it's a lower entry point, lower barrier to entry for them. They're a little bit more willing to start out there with it, but really at that point right there, we're trying to get them in and get them to fall in love with our program on there. So, in that time frame, they've tested for a belt. If my instructors and myself, if we do what we're supposed to do correctly, then they're already getting a nomination into our leadership program and upgraded in there before that 6 months is up.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say, you really want bodies on the floor so you can build trust and loyalty, and then getting on long term. That's what I hear you saying, but what I think what you're meaning, or the results of that, is you're building up your reoccurring billing. So as you sign up more people, your goal is to keep building up your monthly reoccurring.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yes, sir. I would like to make it to where my billing check covers all my expenses.
Okay.
So have that at a minimum to cover all operating expenses for the month, and then everything over that is profit. But then the paid in fulls are strictly profit that go into an alternate account to help improve or do improvements or better the school itself.
Okay. When I start thinking about why I do things, and this could be totally different, I'm trying to get a maximum gross. I'm trying to figure out how I can maximize my gross. Now, if I had a school and you had a school, we both signed up 10 people each month. We both signed up 10 people each month. You got $100 down and $100 a month. I got $1,200 paid in full. Or I'd even do it 6 months. I get $600 paid in full, and people would just keep renewing on that. Would we make the same amount of money?
Not necessarily, because if you got the paid in full, you've got cash in hand.
How much more money would I make than you make?
I'm
not going to make you figure that out, but I'm going to challenge you to figure it out. I'll make twice as much as you. Sign the exact same amount of students, and I'm still going to make twice as much as you. Now, I know not everyone's going to pay in full, but I'm still going to make more money than you and still concentrate on building my reserve. So that's why I kind of started this conversation yesterday. My conversation was not just signing people up, but what's the results we want. So if you want to build up your check, I said, keep doing what you're doing because you're getting the exact results you want. You're going to build up your check. The problem is to build up your check by $3,000, you've got to sign up 30 people. I'm just using round numbers. For me to increase by $3,000, I just have to have 3 people pay in cash. Kind of figure that out? I want to increase my gross $3,000 this month. You can't do it. I can do it because I'm going to sell 3 for cash. So there's a big difference. And I'm glad I got you because I know you have a challenge. And I know one of the challenges you have is you're not in an area where a lot of people can pay cash, correct? So you either have to make that real sweet. Have you ever thought about asking for a shorter time period to see if more people pay cash?
It's crossed my mind. I just have not pulled the trigger on trying it.
Okay. It may be worth it, because what percentage of people pay cash?
Oh, it's a small percentage of them.
You may want to just find, I'm going to go to a 5-month program and just say, and then say 4 months. I won't go any less than 4 months, but just to see what happens, just to see if that would help your cash flow.
Absolutely. I'll put it down. Yes, sir.
Yeah. A lot of times we just have experiment. I remember when I was with Tom Baker, still with Tom Baker, he started getting a ton of people paying for 6 months. And so then we started saying, hey, let's offer 9 months and see if you still get a ton of people. And he still got a lot of people paying cash for 9 months. So then we went back and go, you're just not charging enough. If everyone can afford to pay cash, you're just in the area you're not charging. I go, let's sell the 6-month program for the cost of the 9-month. And now we found a good balancing act. But the point is until we experimented with a couple of things, we didn't find out what is ideal for him. So when I was talking this yesterday, there's things we can do. We may want to build our check. We may want a high gross and student value. Then some people just want things to be easy. I'm not worried about the money. I'm saying this to Kent because Kent Brown's on. Kent Brown, when I first started talking to him, he really threw me for a loop. I go, what's your goal? Is it to make more money? He goes, no, I don't need more money. I just want to make a bigger impact. So no one ever said that before. So an easy way for him to do things, if he wants to make a bigger impact, he wants to build a check, I'm going to just put everyone on open-ended. They come in here today, they're going to pay the first month and pay me monthly for that. I mean, that's the easiest way to sign people up. I don't like it because I don't think you have very good security. You're building your check up, but at the same time, if everyone quit next month, then you're back to where you started from. I know Steve DeCastile tried this one. It was actually pretty easy for him. He did really good. In fact, this is how we won the contest for 100 students in summer. People came in an intro. He put them right down in a 6-week program. That was really easy for him. I think it was $149 for 6 weeks. Almost everyone signed up. He had an outrageous percentage rate, but there was a challenge. Some people after 6 weeks weren't ready to do a commitment for 2 years. Hey, I did my 6 weeks. This is fun, but I don't really know if I want to do it for that long a term. So the catch was easy sign up. The catch was that it was hard to get people to continue after that 6 weeks. He's now back into the 6-month. I love the 6-month program. It's not long of a commitment. It's reasonable. If I have a mom looking for self-confidence or self-esteem, I said, I can do that. We've done that with a lot of kids. Your child goes on to our welcome program. You're going to see some great results starting in 6 months. So there's a reason for it. 6 months, barring Jason's situation in Chipley, Florida, usually 20 to 50% of the people will pay that in full. It's not that crazy amount. If someone has to pay $8.95 or $9.95, whatever it's going to be, a lot of people just put that on the credit card. I think so. Right now I have a plumber working on my house. I found a leak on one of my outside faucets. He came over today. He said, well, I got to fix that one. I got to fix that one. It's going to be $750. He didn't offer me a payment plan or anything like that. It was kind of for me to decide if I want to get this done. If I want to get down, it's my responsibility to pay for it. So when you're dealing with parents, some parents, if you just say, okay, it is $8.95 for this program, they're going to say, okay, you know, I've been there before. This is how I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay for my credit card. Then again, some people just can't do that. So the option to pay can help you reoccurring billing. When you're doing all these, kind of goes to the question when I'm talking to Jason, you've got to know your stats and you've got to study your stats. If Jason knows he's not getting a lot of people to pay in full and he would like to gross more, well, now he's got to see, okay, I'm not getting results from doing this. The uniform and the T-shirt and the discount on the, the sling bag and that stuff is not a strong enough incentive to get so many people paying in full. So maybe that's not the answer. Maybe it's just the total price. People like to pay in full, but the total price is just too much for them. So, maybe I'm going to try a 4-month program and see what happens there. Nothing I talked about yesterday, and I think this is kind of important, and I don't really think there's an answer for it, but some people kind of argue with themselves if they should change. One way to sign up students is all-inclusive. They pay for the lessons, they pay for the tuition, they don't pay for anything else. They don't pay for testing, they don't pay for parent side-outs, everything's inclusive. I'm going to charge a little bit more for my school, but I'm going to include everything. Mr. Gavento did this a couple months ago. He was doing $175 a month, and then was $20 a month for testing. He just changed. It's just $195. Everything's inclusive. That's a great way of doing it. I see the bakers charging for testing fees and charging for parent side out. They have kind of a la carte. They're charging less per month, but these other things are paid separately. Some people that say that's nickel and diming, I can assure you that the bakers have no problem with this at all. In fact, when I was talking yesterday, not only does his students pay the testing fees, but they bring a dinner for the potluck. So you must have happy students. It's not like they're saying, hey, I can't believe this. I got paid for $45 for testing and bring my own food. Well, that's what we do here. We're a family-oriented school. So if it's working for you, you don't have to change. But then again, you always keep your ear out. You always have like key students and things. If they give you inklings that, hey, I was watching the testing and there's some parents just grumbling about these extra test fees. And I've seen that myself. I've been to schools where I sat in the audience and I'm watching the test and I hear people grumbling. My kid wasn't ready, but the instructor wants to get the testing fees, so he's having my kid test. So if you're getting negative things, then maybe you're in for a change. Equipment packages, you can include them into your program. Some people do that. Some people like Jason give that as an incentive for signing up today. If you'd like to do this, people go, well, I'm going to think it over. But we do have an incentive. The equipment package we have is $149. And if you sign up today, we include the equipment package for free or at a discount. Cool thing about that is like when Jason mentioned there's a high value of $55 for a uniform, $59 for a uniform. It doesn't cost him that much. So he's giving away a high value, but it's not a lot out of his pocket. So a lot of people like to use equipment packages for incentives. It's kind of like a join today offer. So I just kind of wanted to go over those. Everyone's kind of got their thing, but if you're not getting results, you're wanted. If your check's not building up fast enough, well, I helped the school build up their check faster. Instead of doing on a 24-month program, student doing 24 payments, they would cut it down to like 18 payments. So they're getting more per month that help their check grow faster. So when you set up payments don't have to equal the length of the course. People can pay 12 payments for a 24-month course. That's one way to get your check up faster. So it's really important to really kind of understand what you feel is weak in the system and kind of think about these options. And if then you need some help, send myself or one of the other people that's doing some consulting with Rainmaker your questions. You got a chance to contact William Pierce or Brandon Belizzo. They all help. Cool thing is I do things different than both those guys, and Brandon does things different than William, but they're very, very successful in their own areas. So it's not always the system. It's the system that's going to help you the best that you really want to concentrate on. Okay, guys, any questions?
What was that website? Pace Your Kids?
Pacer, Pacer, kids.org.
Okay.
There's a woman who's got a blog on that. Her name is Carmen. It's called Ask Carmen. Really cool if you click on her, because a lot of the questions she answers are directly from kids or directly from parents. I kind of had my staff in Arizona read those, and they would say, hey, parents, you know, I was asked recently this. And so now you're bringing up the question and following the answer. So look at Ask Carmen. It may give you some good stuff to talk about. If you plan on doing your bully prevention seminar a week from now, you look at that Ask Carmen and you just print those out and you talk about one of those a day between now and the event. It's a good way to build interest in your event. They're also really good to add to a blog on your website or even as a post on Facebook. Okay, Jason, stay safe in the storm. And I will see you on Saturday, sir.
Yes, sir. See you then.
Hey, everyone else, I'll talk. Hey, if you're not doing the Black Belt Excellence and you want some information on Black Belt Excellence, Jason is now working with the Black Belt Excellent, and he's onboarding. So if you become a new member, he's going to teach you how to get this going in your school and how to get the best advantage, not only for retention for your students, but educating your students and how to introduce it to your community. So he's the man to talk to. Thank you, guys. Bye now.